After the diabolical launch of Concord and the recent success of Marvel Rivals and Helldivers 2, it got me into thinking that making a game that's live service is not the problem. There's more to it. I own Helldivers 2. I know it's delisted in my region, but I bought it before it got delisted for some dumb fuck reason related to PS Network, and now my friends can't buy a fucking multiplayer game that I am stuck playing by myself. Love Sony, by the way.
Here comes the money! Shove it up your ass.
On the other hand, I have been grinding like a crazy madman on Psylocke and Strange in Marvel Rivals. No pun intended, by the way. So, after experiencing both of last year's biggest live service hits, I have come to the conclusion that live service games aren't the issue. You just have to make a good game. Today, we'll be dissecting and breaking down what made Marvel Rivals and Helldivers 2 successful, where Concord and Suicide Squad a failure, both in my eyes and in many others. A unique concept. The first thing that makes any game stand out is the initial impression it left on us and the unique idea it has. In the case of Concord, it was first shown to us in a PlayStation showcase. The moment they said it's gonna be a 5v5 hero shooter,
Concord is a 5v5 first-person shooter.
The entire community checked out. And why is that? I don't know if you remember a small game released in 2016 named Overwatch and the entire fiasco it went through. More on that later in the video. A first-person 5v5 shooter had already been done nearly perfectly in Overwatch. So Concord never really offered anything new or unique to the community. So the discourse regarding Concord quickly died down.
The current roster isn't doing it for me.
I don't feel anything.
A proper, solid definition of a failure.
And also, the game never really looked that much visually appealing to almost any of us. As a result, we forgot about it really quickly. For a hero shooter, the basic thing you need to get right is the heroes you play as. They need to be recognizable from their silhouette at least. Their color palette or the shape language used to describe them should describe to a player, even a newcomer, what role they are supposed to play in game.
Who's that Pokemon?
Take these characters for example. Can you honestly tell me what role they are supposed to play in game? Or what character class they belong to? I, for the love of God, couldn't. Even though some of the character kits of Concord seem to be borrowed from games like Destiny and Halo, I couldn't be bothered to play the game, even when it was in open beta. The environment design didn't have any distinctive qualities that stood out to me, at least from the gameplays and trailers that I had seen so far, so it couldn't hook me from the get-go. And it's also true for the majority of the player base and the gaming community. We can see that in the stats. As an artist myself, if a game or a movie or any anime or any content fails to visually attract me in some way, shape or form, I just can't be bothered to invest my time into it. And Concord surely didn't attract me. And also it didn't for many other players for that matter. Cause stats don't lie.
Prove to yourself that you have the strength and the courage to be free. Join the Helldivers.
Now let's take a look at Helldivers 2, a multiplayer third-person action horde shooter. It was first shown to us in a PlayStation showcase in May of 2023. Right off the bat, it was clear what the game was trying to be. You will be dropped into a planet, you will explore a bit, kill alien creatures and all other habitats that are on the planet, basically complete objectives with friends. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think any other multiplayer game has done it quite like it has done it. The presentation sold us. The conviction, the labor of love was clearly present in the first trailer that was ever shown to us. While the armor sets weren't groundbreaking, the world design, the atmosphere of the planets and the creature designs were top tier. Then we have Marvel Rivals. While many assumed that it was gonna be a Overwatch clone, it quickly set itself apart with its unique art style and the lore of Marvel Universe. While the core game modes are similar to Overwatch, the destructible environments add a fresh layer to the gameplay. 33 beautifully designed, beautifully drawn and animated characters with unique movesets also helped a bit. And did I mention? The game is free along with every single character given to you right off the bat, without any grinding, microtransaction, nothing. It's just pure fun, as plain and simple as that. The lobby interactions and the playful banter between characters make it feel alive.
Just like you have all the powers of a squirrel and all the powers of a girl.
Especially for Marvel fans such as me. So saying that its reception was good would be an understatement of a huge magnitude.
By the eye of Agamotto!
When talking about gameplay from the games we are discussing today, the one that stands out most for me is Marvel Rivals. Undoubtedly. 33 unique playstyles that combo well together, yet remain viable solo. That's almost unheard of in a hero shooter. Also, it was done in Overwatch previously, but let's ignore that fact for a moment here. While some abilities can be traced back to Overwatch, the team-up abilities and the destructible environments clearly differentiate itself from its competition. But when talking about or thinking about Concord, the only word that comes to mind is generic. There are nothing unique to set itself apart from its competition like the finals, Overwatch or even X-Defiant, which got canned after a year. And it had the nerve to be a $40 paid game, while its competitors were free to play. Even though Helldivers 2 doesn't innovate much in the gameplay mechanics, the complete package was impressive. Personally, it reminded me of a certain game that I played a lot in my childhood named Alien Shooter. It was a top-down horde shooter, kinda like Hades basically. While Alien Shooter was a top-down single-player horde shooter, Helldivers 2 felt like a multiplayer evolution of that same exact formula, while being in a third-person mold. Even though Helldivers 2 didn't innovate much in the gameplay mechanics, but the overall package it delivered was impressive nonetheless. The friendly fire, physics engine and the chaos created some of the most fun moments for the entire community in last year. And let's be real, Helldivers 2 is a live service game done right. Its Warburn system gives meaningful cosmetics without ruining the experience with pay-to-win mechanics, unlike Suicide Squad's Battle Pass disaster.
So in the end, you have a game that copies most of its contemporaries,
which is why you're seeing queues in the 30,000s, in the 40,000s. And
that's pretty much it. That is a bold-faced fucking lie straight from the mouth, okay?
I've come to the realization that these companies just refuse to change.
I am left just utterly befuddled.
The drama. Helldivers 2 was fun, well received and thriving. Up until the point Sony had this bright idea of introducing a mandatory sign-in requirement to PS Network. The catch? It's not available in more than 100 countries. As a result, it got delisted in all those regions, completely screwing over players like us who had already bought the game. My friends wanted to get the game eventually, but they couldn't, and I was stuck playing a multiplayer horde shooter game by myself. Imagine that.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
This entire drama that was orchestrated by Sony ruined my experience. And here's the thing, you can have the best game in the world, but if your players can't even access it even if they want, you have failed from the beginning. Concord, on the other hand, had no unique experience to offer and was received so poorly that it was shut down 2 weeks after its launch. What can we do? Gaming industry is brutal, man. Meanwhile, Marvel Rivals had a nearly perfect launch. Aside from some optimization issues, for a game of this scale, that's commendable nonetheless. And me and my friends, we had a blast at launch and are still having a great time.
Now, when I talk to lots of you, there's a common request that you want out of Overwatch, and Overwatch 2 is going to deliver on this. And for PvE, for cooperative experiences.
If you don't know the drama surrounding Overwatch, let me sum it up. Overwatch 1 perfected the 6v6 multiplayer hero shooter formula. Fans wanted a PvE mode with these characters as they got really famous in the Rule 34 street. I don't want to showcase those to you guys cause YouTube is gonna get mad and I don't wanna take on a fight with YouTube at the very moment. Fans wanted a PvE mode, so Blizzard announced Overwatch 2 after years and years of begging. The launch.
Fuck! If I keep this up, I will get to play this game in no time.
It was a freaking disaster, my man, it was a freaking disaster. Characters locked behind battle passes, making it borderline pay to win. Overwatch 1 was shut down completely. Connection issues, long queues, constant disconnects. The PvE mode, non-existent. It was cancelled soon after. The community was already furious, and then Marvel Rivals came along. Result, Overwatch 2 lost 39% of its team player base. The game was already on live support, and Marvel Rivals just hammered the last nail in the coffin. At the end of the day, a game needs to be fun, and to be fun, the game needs to offer something new to the player. Also, I cannot harp on this point enough, a game needs a strong visual identity to set itself apart from anything that's available at that moment in the market. Something Concord failed from the very beginning. But when the studios focus on good ideas, we get bangers like Helldivers 2 and Marvel Rivals. But when a game is fueled by greed and all the bad decisions from the industry, we essentially get slop like Suicide Squad and Concord. Until next time, Ittarashay. Oh!